How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Army of Darkness, Ash's Christmas Horror. This is a one-shot from Dynamite Entertainment, and as far as I know, is not currently collected in any of the three omnibuses. So Army of Darkness has a bunch of comics from Dynamite Comics, and a lot of those comics would go on to get collected in order, almost in order, in the omnibuses, but not all of them. There's 3 out right now, and I'm thinking there must be a 4th coming, because every now and then I see something like Army of Darkness versus Kiss that is not collected in any of them as well, so I'm waiting for part 4, because this $4.99 US, so a pretty good price for a one-shot. Last I checked online, there were copies of this going for like $30. Now, I personally looked out. Here's the bag and board that I got it in. I found it while digging through a used comic shop for only $6. So, yeah, here's to Omnibus 4 coming out. But anyway, here's the cover. I think this is the B with Ash versus the possessed mall Santa, the Deadite Santa, and he's blowing a hole in the center of his chest, and he's got his chainsaw, is kind of locked that with that other hand, and then the classic torn sleeve that Ash always manages to wind up getting. Let's go ahead and go to the back really quick. Beside the red Sonya ad, there's the 2 covers. You got Nick Bradshaw versus Dave Simmons, each with a 50% rate, so neither are rare. This one you get Ash riding on the back of Santa's sleigh, but it's the creepy Deadite sleigh, and you get little holes in the bottom of the comic where Ash, the Necronomicon, and a girl dressed up in Santa attire pop out, which is kind of weird because in the comic she's dressed in elf attire, and Santa never rides through the air in a sleigh in this issue. And of course at the bottom you get all the little individual trade paperbacks, and the first couple of them would be collected in the omnibus. Oh, there's a bigger ad for the trades. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the plot of this story. I won't be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to talk about the plot, so let's go ahead and dive right in and take a look at some of the art. Oh, well, first, credit where credit is due. James Kuhoric writes a story. Dave Simmons does the art, so if you buy this cover, you get the interior artist doing the cover. Ivan News and Rahel Siddart does the colors. Simon Bolin with the letters, and then cover A and cover B. Oh, hey, the Dave Simmons cover is actually cover A, even though it was flipped on the back. Okay. But anyway, you open up with Christmas Day last year, so that kind of tells you something off the bat, and everybody's behaving like monsters waiting for Santa to show up, and you get a bunch of gags with this girl who they got hosting dressed like an elf, and they give her way too skimpy of a costume, and that makes her really upset, which they do sometimes, and it's kind of weird when that's not the point of the event. But anyway, there's an old plastic tree in the, or paper mache or something, I forget what they say it was, tucked in the back, and the evil spirit comes through that first and races through the store, and you get what you'd typically expect from, Army of Darkness set at the store. You get a whole bunch of Deadites taking over. Here's a cool double-page spread, and you get, obviously, the mall Santa is the biggest thing in this arc, but you do get, I like these little presents where the bow has eyes. You get evil versions of the the chair that Santa sits in, and you get evil versions of the plastic reindeer as well. But of course, Ash shows up and he fights everything off. And at first I thought, okay, this is a pretty standard Army of Darkness story. Not bad, but, really standard, and it seemed to be wrapping up, and I'm like, okay, that was short. But as is the case, it's kind of a weird thing with a lot of the Army of Darkness comics, is they start off in one place, and then there's a whole second half of the story that is completely different. I was reading through the first omnibus, and so many of these stories, they start off one location and move to another. And this why it says last year is because it cuts to this year. Ash has gotten a promotion. They've Deadite-proofed the store, but the store's been blacklisted from Santa events, so the Santa Union won't send over a new Santa, and so they don't know what to do for Christmas this year, and they want Ash to be the store's new Santa, and he says no, he doesn't want that. Now, you get this really cool character moment where, you think, okay, Ash is just being cranky, but they do give him lots of reasons to be cranky around the holidays, and you do really feel sad for him. He works in retail, so it's already a big mess, and he really doesn't like how chaotic S-Mart gets. But he also really misses Linda, who died in Evil Dead 2. And he really feels alone around the holidays, and that is something that, real people have to deal with, feeling alone on the holidays, no one to really be with, and then on top of that, the job gets way more stressful. You understand where Ash is coming from, so you understand why he's so upset. However, he goes home, and there's a bunch of legally distinct versions of classic Christmas movies playing, and he doesn't like that because he's not in a Christmassy mood. And you see, he only put up decorations because they reminded him of Linda, and there's a little stocking that says Linda on it. You're like, oh man. But he has the Necronomicon tied up, and it's just hilarious. He put a Santa hat on it. He has it tied up, and he pokes it, but then that accidentally makes it fall off, and now it's free. So the Necronomicon puts out this green light and sucks stuff up from the TV and sends it in to where Ash is sleeping. And this creates the characters from the TV going into his dreams. You open it up with the ghost, of Christmas past, present, and yet to come, making the appearance first, and here's the ghost of Christmas yet to come, giving him his chainsaw. But after that, he goes through a bunch of the TV shows and has to find his way out. Little cartoon Ash with the Rudolph people. And then there's also a funny gag where he meets the Charlie Brown people, and whenever he gets angry, he just goes blah 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 blah, like he turns into an adult speak, from Charlie Brown, where they just, don't hear what they're actually saying, and it goes blah blah blah, and it's a pretty funny gag. I like that one, but a lot of these they go through is just a couple panels, so it's not everything gets a fully involved parody, but he's following the Christmas star, and I do like the last place it leads him. It's a really cool place. But yeah, like I said, not trying to do spoilers, and is kind of weird because, with these Army of Darkness stuff and that second plot changeover, it's you kind of feel like you're talking about spoilers, but it's like I wouldn't be able to talk about this big element at the end, so that's why I said no major spoilers. But Yeah, so this is a good issue. Now, like I said, how some places going for like $30 online. Maybe not $30 good, but I paid 6 for it, and it's really cool to see it there. But like I said, it'll probably get collected whenever Omnibus 4 comes out. But anyway, it's Christmas time. I had to cover it now. I'll try to get to, if I see any other Christmas comics, I'll try to cover those as well. I actually do have the comic adaptation of Clive Barker's The Yattering and Jack, and I believe the finale for that one's at Christmas time, right? If it is, I'll cover it now. Anyway, so that might be next week. No promises. There's always a chance something else could come up. But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I do a comic a week on this channel, so if that sounds interesting to you, I definitely recommend sticking around for that. Other than that, I do about 95% horror movies here, so if that's, again, something you're interested in, I'd recommend sticking around. Anyway, I'll put a relevant playlist at the end. That will be to all my my comics videos, or at least it should be, so you can check out other comics I reviewed there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again later. Relevant playlist at the bottom. Merry Christmas as well.